welcome to my project. My name's Stan, and building this house. Here's the blueprint of the house we're going to build. Started in April, building the house, and started digging the footer that first week in April, and have done just about everything up from there. I had some help with the concrete from some local guys, and but with the exception of that, everything else has been me, my brother, dad, putting this thing together, and it's been just a huge project. What surprises me, I guess, most is there's very few people in this world that'll just go build their house. And I hear people say, hey, I'm building my own house, or I built my own house. But then when you start to ask them questions like, well, how did you put up your trusses? And like, oh, well, I had somebody do that. Or like, well, who did your drywall, or how'd you do drywall, or how'd you do them? And they didn't really build their house. They did parts of it, like they framed it up, or they maybe they did pieces and parts of the stuff they knew. But I really wanted to do something where I built the whole house myself. I did the electrical, I did the plumbing, I did the HVAC, every little bit of it. And I would ask for help along the way, and I would call and ask experts for opinions and advice for plumbing, like my Uncle Ed. Or ask for electrical advice from a local gentleman. From the HVAC, just ask for advice. But I physically did all the work, and with the help of my dad and brothers and my son sometimes. So it's just been a big undertaking, and we're really proud of what we've done so far. And this is the kitchen that showed up yesterday, so it's a pile of stuff that's going to end up going over there. But we'll get there. So along the way, what I think I want to do is, as we're doing little pieces and parts, just kind of invite the outside world in to see what we're doing, and explain how some of this stuff came together, and explain, some basic things and things that we've been doing, from building the shower to putting up drywall, or doing electrical, or finished putting the outlets and whatnot in. But I'll show you some other things. Like an example of how we built the stairs, and how we left it open to the upstairs to make a cathedral feeling here, just a bonus room above the garage. Put everything together so that we did all the mechanical stuff, and hot water heaters, and the radiant floor heating, and manifold for all the plumbing and the hot water and water needs of the house, or how we set up a 4-zone controller from Honeywell, or how we set up a zone pump for the radiant floor heating. Just want to try to explain some of those things and how I did it. Just as I researched a lot of this as I went along, I would use YouTube as a resource to figure out how to set this up, or how to set up a Honeywell zone controller. And there are things online, but there aren't things online that describe it so that a homeowner can learn something from it. Everyone that explains things on YouTube, they do videos for things like this, or for the plumbing, for the radiant floor, or for the manifold, for the water system. But generally speaking, they're only doing it for the contractors. And I suppose 90% of the people out there are just contractors that are doing these things. And the problem is that people that want to learn and want to try to do it themselves, and want the experience of doing it themselves, there's not a lot of resources out there for that. So I'd like to help do those things.